And it can be a little bit of both. Sometimes you can self-sabotage, and sometimes you can be the sabotager. It can be a little bit of both for everybody.
Yeah.
For sure. I think that is both simply because if you get with somebody based 100% on how you feel about them, you definitely self-sabotaging yourself, right? There are a lot of people, Chris, who will just ignore red flags based on the fact that it's like, and I've seen it myself, Chris, and after speaking to so many women, this is what I've learned. There are some women that they are just so picky, and there's nothing wrong with being picky, but they're just so picky that they rarely find men that they actually like. Get what I'm saying? Outside of them finding a man attractive, right? But them finding it's so rare for them to find a man that they actually like that once they find a man that they like, there is no more rules. Like, it's like, these rules are for the men that I kind of like. I meet a man that I really like, the fuck I need rules for? Get that shit out of here. Do you kind of get what I'm saying, Chris?
But if she's meeting a man that she really likes, that means some of the rules are being followed anyway. Like, and that's the part that I think people don't understand. Like, if I come across a man and I'm like, okay, I like him, that means something about this man is checking off some of my boxes. Whether it's him having the sense of humor, that's a check off for me. Like, he's doing something that I like. He knows how to talk to me. That's a check. That's something that I like. He's doing something that I like. He's attractive. That's something that I like. That's a check off on my box. So, yeah, of course they're going to like those men a little bit more because he's checking off the box. And I think men think women are so shallow that we only look at attractive men and it's like, oh, your rules go out the window. Some of these attractive men are fucking dickheads. The only thing they have about themselves, going for themselves, is the fact that they're attractive. And men say this shit all the time. Attractive does not mean that you're smart. It doesn't mean that you're able. It's some bad bitches that y'all done ran into and they bird brains between the ears. They not funny. They don't have no sense of humor. They not down to earth. You can't hold a fucking conversation with the bitch for more than 2 minutes. It's the same with these attractive men. Some of these men are so attractive, that's their whole personality. They don't got shit else going for themselves except for this. Like, what else can you do for me outside of the fact that you're cute, dude? Outside of the fact that you're handsome. That's not a check off on the boxes. Like, that dude can get left in the wind as well. Like, you're gonna get left the fuck behind if you think the only thing you can bring to me is a good looking face. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. I would turn a nigga down quick. Like, no, you're not bigger than the program, because a lot of women be making these niggas' head feel like it's so big because he looks so good and he's so fine. Man, please. That shit is some shallow bullshit. Women don't give a fuck about you being a pretty boy, bitch.
So,
I mean, you say that, but
that's the truth. Women don't give a fuck about.
I'm gonna tell you that women have rules, but it's like the rules only matter so much because there are some people that not only break the rules, it's like those rules was never there to be in the beginning. Like, I've seen plenty of men say they don't want a single mother, and then that right single mother come along. They don't give a fuck about none of that. Fuck that. I don't care if she got a single mother. I kill behind her. I'm going to kill her baby daddy if he play with me. I've seen it. So what I'm saying is there are some people that compromise on everything, all of these boundaries and rules and standards. All of that shit is just stuff put in place to sound good until they meet somebody on a level that they normally couldn't attain. And once that person comes in the mix, it's just like, I don't care about none of this other stuff.
But everything is a give and take. So if you run across a woman, if you're a man that typically, or I'll say woman, if you're a woman that you don't have any children and you typically don't go for men that have children, but this man is checking off all of your other boxes, and the relationship that he has with his children or his child's mother doesn't compromise y'all relationship, like he's still able to maintain balance on both ends of the spectrum, there could be some negotiation going on there. The man is still able to maintain taking care of his children. He don't have no baby mama drama, and he still can do all the things that you need him to do. Some women will absolutely compromise, and I think it's the same on the other foot. There are men all day that'll say, oh, I don't want a woman, a single mother, a woman with a bunch of kids, and this, and the third. But they're willing to compromise because that woman is meeting other requirements. So that thing may be I call it a small thing to a giant. That shit might not be the eliminating factor. It might not be, oh, I'm gonna just cancel her out just because she's a single mother. But she's checking off everything else. She's respectful to you. She's mindful of your feelings and how you operate as a person. She shows up for you in times that other people don't show up. You're not gonna cancel this woman out just based off of that solely. I don't think that's the case.
I think it's just a little bit more primitive than that. So all I'm saying is I'm only going by shit that I've experienced. You get what I'm saying? I'm going by anecdotal. I've had women that I touched their stomach, and I literally touched a woman's stomach, and she told me we go together. I've literally met a woman, didn't know her for 2 weeks, fucked the shit out of her. We still don't know shit about each other, and she asked me, what are we? She not
so why you fucking the shit out of her?
She not asking me what are we because I'm a hell of a guy. She asking me what are we because she like, I want this feeling all the time. So what are we doing here? Because you ain't getting this pussy no more unless we together. And it's like, that go back to my analogy of sometimes women do that shit. You put a price on it after you done already gave it to me. And it's like, and I don't have an issue with it, but it's just like, why you can't do that up front? Let me know, because I'm not the type of nigga that you can tell I don't want nothing serious. Then I fuck the shit out of you, and all of a sudden you want something serious. It's just not gonna work.
Content. It's been a minute, but I just realized something from your story. It's called a free trial, brother. It's a marketing strategy. It's a free trial. Remember Clubhouse Plus? Clubhouse Plus lets you try it for a month. You like this shit, then you keep the shit. It's called a free trial. I'm saying that's her strategy. I think it's an ineffective strategy overall, but it does work for some companies.
No.
I'm only here because Zeus Network is currently down right now. If Zeus was on and popping and my app was active, I would not be saying what the fuck I'm about to say next.
Hey, Megan, real quick. When you came on the stage, is it join or do you gotta raise your hand?
Multiple people sent me an invite.
No, I'm talking about on the stage right now.
I feel like if you send me an invite, even if I deny it.
Oh no, I don't. No, I appreciate you being on the stage. I'm just trying to ask on the icon. Was it join the stage or raise your hand? That's all I was verifying.
Well, it was raised hand, but y'all had already sent me an invite. So
okay, gotcha.
Even though I denied the invite, I can still come up on the stage because the invite was already sent.
Okay, that's cool. I was just double checking, but rock out.
Yeah, content, you literally just proved my point. I said it 4 minutes ago. I said, I swear there's a bitch that loves the fuck out of content, but he probably don't want her because she's not a baddie. Y'all just be sitting here talking out y'all's ass.
I'm not ever been on the record with saying I want a baddie. Most of the women
I don't know.
have been regular women.
I don't know what's holding you back then, buddy, because most ugly people get hitched.
Slight shade.
Wow. No, it's real.
Bro, when I say something positive, it's a problem. When I say something negative, it's a problem.
Mango, for you, that's positive.
Okay, so I
like
want
a backhanded
to
compliment, I guess.
It's not a backhanded.
Hold on. Calling somebody ugly who's ugly is not negative. It's a factual statement.
Thank you. At least he's being mature about it.
I've never seen. I understand there's levels to ugliness, and I'm not at the end of the totem pole. But I also know that I've been treated like an average looking dude my entire life. If somebody wants to say I'm below average looking, I don't.
But you just said you was getting free pussy. Golly.
Oh, I hope it's for free.
It was for free. That's why as soon as she wanted more, he's like, whoa there. Whoa. Hold on.
And I guess that's a conversation what we're talking about. And I'll put that on my I'll put that in the schedule. Unfortunately that's gonna be a December conversation. But the fact that the rules don't apply to everybody. But now I gotta ask, do people lack principles when it comes to setting the standards for everybody?
How don't the rules apply to everybody?
Meaning, if you're saying, I'm not interested in these type of people because they have a child, they have multiple baby daddies, whatever reason. The same stuff that we've been hearing for 4 or 5 years. But when somebody comes around who has all of that, the rules don't apply. So I'm trying to figure out. My first question is why it doesn't apply, and does that say something to one's morals that they're lacking? Because which applies to
just
one.
Because somebody chooses to bend the rules slightly, that doesn't mean the rules don't apply. Because I feel like if you're okay, let's say you're a guy that says you don't want to date a baby mama, right? You are going to be even more stricter on the baby. Like if a girl comes your way and she has children and you choose to deal with her, you're going to stand even firmer on your rules because this is typically somebody that you wouldn't normally go for. So if she's a baby mama, that means every other box, you a lot more stricter on her when it comes to that. So if you're a baby mama, that means you have to be even more respectful. You have to be even more understanding. You have to be even more considerate. Like, they're not just going to take you. You have to have other things, like the other side of you has to be overwhelmingly standing out than the fact that you're a baby mama. Does that make sense? If they're choosing to bend that rule that they don't normally bend for you, it means something about you is willing. They willing to negotiate. This woman, if she's down to earth, she's respectful, she submits, all this shit that men say that they want. It's other factors on why you chose her. So the baby mama card is just something that you just not gonna cancel her out for, but you do hold her feet to the fire when it comes to everything else.
But maybe that's why I think it's always stupid to say you shouldn't get with somebody because they have kids or not. But knowing that can change based off of what someone has to offer. I got it. Let's see. There we go. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm never going to talk to anybody because they have a child. Never mind that I have Grace. Put them to the side. I'm never going to talk to a woman because she has children. I'm not going to say that. Because you don't know that she may have something else to offer that offsets the idea of her having a child.
That's my point.
So it's like, why would you say you never would and you did? So now there's inconsistency, and now
typically you wouldn't, but you made an exception because this person it's something overwhelming about this person that makes you want to lean more towards them. Like, normally, this is not your type. Normally, this is not the type of person that you would go for. But obviously, they're showing up in ways that you're like, okay, I can't deny that. She's checking off all of my other boxes, so I can negotiate with this one person this one time. But typically, this probably wouldn't be the person that you would normally go for. So that's why the rule is still in place. You just made an exception to the rule.
I'm going to be honest with you, Chris. Everybody don't bend their rules. For me, I think it'd be a cold day in the devil's monkey hell before I take a baby daddy serious. Because I was told growing up, once you're a baby daddy, you will become a serial baby daddy. It's no in between. So why would I sign up to be a nigga's baby mama? It's inevitable. You know what I'm saying? Unless, now hear me out. Only way that I would cross that bridge is if I went to the doctor and the fucking doctor was like, oh my God, honey, you cannot conceive children. Then I would be like, okay, because I love children, then I would be open to the idea of being with someone who has children. Other than that, no. And then even me skewing that line, it would be in, like, the lines would be skewed, but then they would be more defined. Like, okay, is he a baby daddy or is he an ex-husband? Did the bitch die on him or is she still alive? It's so much shit that would come in between, that would come down to boil down to that. But no, I don't think everybody bends the rules, especially when it comes to having a life partner. Now, on the flip side, have I crushed a couple of baby daddies? Absolutely. Did I have the time of my life? Absolutely. When they was on some what we doing, bitch, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind, sir. We ain't doing nothing. So, sorry, I fucked you like there's no tomorrow. But I'm not taking no baby daddy serious, and that's just what it is. I just can't do it. I would literally need a doctor to be like, yeah, you can't have children. And that's not the case here. So.
And there's a difference between standards and your preferences. So if that's your standard, then cool. Never compromise your standard. I would never tell anybody to compromise your standards. My issue has always been when people say that's the standard, but they say, well, we can make an exception. You don't make exception for standards. That's what I'm saying. Identify what are your preferences, and because you can get rid of those preferences any day of the week. Something can happen, and that's where Yums has a point, and also that's where you have a point more so as well. But when people want to compromise their standards, I have to look at you sideways, like, what is this? What are you doing? How can I hold you to your word, trust you at your word, and wherever the wind blows, you decide to change it? That will be my biggest issue.
But what if people go through life, right, and then they start to realize that their standards or whatever bar that they're holding for themselves, it's not bringing them any luck. It's not yielding any results.
That's fair.
Doing anything for them. I think at that point, people usually get discouraged. I got a homegirl. I love her to death. I really, really do. But I've witnessed her cry because she's holding on to her standards and she's getting older. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, bitch. Hey, you might want to budge a little. If it's something that's not important to you, you might want to be like, you know what? Let me go ahead and, because you're crying at this point. You're like in deep sorrow. Like, oh, when am I gonna find the love of my life? When am I like, girl? Maybe you might want to peel back a little bit on your standards then, because you've had your standards your whole life. You've done everything by the book. You've done everything right, and yet you're not getting the results. And it's so crazy because I'm not talking about somebody that's ugly, fat, out of shape, bald-headed. This is a very beautiful woman. Nice business, and the type of business she has, she can domesticate herself. She's not answering to nobody. Mm-hmm. She's not clocking in every single day. She works on her own schedule, and when she's not working by her own schedule, she's at church, she's volunteering, she's with her family, you know what I'm saying? And then when she does go out and date, she has a hard time. And it's like, okay, well, what if you're actually being too hard on yourself? Sometimes, what if this bar that we're setting for ourselves, who the fuck told you was in charge? That's where I'm getting at. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end of the day, you want to know what I learned in life, and I'm going to pass it to you, redacted. I used to be such a prude. I got my ears pierced when I was 27. I have 10 tattoos now. Okay? I used to be like, oh, I would never have sex. Have sex, popped my coochie for a butt that I never received because bitches lied to me in college. Like, we don't know. I'm just saying all this to say, you just never fucking know. I used to tell on my cousins when they would smoke weed, I'm a fucking pothead present day. We just don't fucking know. We don't know where life would take us. You know, and last but not least, I tried to do things the right way, and guess what? It did not work out. So we really don't control our lives, unfortunately. That's what I'm starting to learn the older I get.
Okay.
What's going on, Christopher? Can I add something to this?
Sure. And I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm gonna take that into consideration. Thanks. What up, Afro?
What's going on? Offensive, did you have a name before this? Because your voice sounds really familiar. I think I know who you are.
It was Heavenly Mother.
Oh, I know who you are. You know, Christopher, I hear when people talk about standards, and I always say this. If you never had it before, then it can't be your standard. I can't be like, yo, my standard is Instagram models, and I've never been with an Instagram model. I think standards are things that you actually had, not just an aspiration or something that you really want. You understand? Because it's like, if I say I run a mile in 12 minutes, that's my standard. I can't run a mile in 20 minutes and say my standard is, this. Because it's what you did. It's not what you want, it's what you did. You can't be like, as a woman, my standard is men that are 6'5" and make $300K a year. If you never had it before. Like, it's just what you're just doing is saying this is your aspiration. And I think a lot of people confuse what they want with what they've ever actually had. So if you're a shorty and you only had guys that read with their fingers, but your standard is men that have a master's degree, it's not your standard, it's just what you want.
But I think it's a difference between your standard and your preference. Like, and I think what you're speaking to is more so of a preference standpoint. Like, you can prefer an Instagram model. You can prefer a guy that has a PhD. You can prefer that. But preferences can be negotiated. I feel like standards are something that's set in stone. So,
right, but if you never had it, it's not a standard.
Okay, so that's why I'm about to give my example if I can finish. So, for example, a standard is something that's not to be negotiated. And it's something that you absolutely have had before, which is why you set it as a standard. Like, for most people, the standard is basic level. I want somebody that's going to respect me. That's basic level. Somebody that can talk to me with a certain level of decorum. Like, you don't have to raise your voice as a man when you're talking to me, or I don't have to raise my voice as a woman when I'm talking to you. Standard, basic respect. Those are things that is not to be negotiated. Standard, I don't want a nigga that's hitting me upside my fucking head, just like I'm pretty sure a man don't want a woman that's hitting you upside your fucking head. That is something that I'm not going to bend for. That's my standard. Another standard, somebody that can have a decent conversation. We don't have to argue, everything is not an argument. Some things is going to be an uncomfortable conversation. It may be a debate, but we know how to have we can at least meet common ground. Preference, on the other hand, the whole 6 feet tall, you're not a baby mama, you're not an Instagram model, you're not a dude that has a 6-pack with waves and all that shit. The shit that you're naming is preference. Preference can absolutely can be negotiated. It absolutely can bend a little bit. And I think that's based off the standard. So if you meet my standard, I may bend my preference a little bit for you. If you're respectful, you know how to talk to women, you're chivalrous, you know how to take women out on a date. But my preferences are like 6 feet 6 tall, but you 5'8", and you're not, what most people would deem like attractive, physically attractive. I might bend my preference a little bit if you're meeting my standards. I think that's what most people are doing. Niggas gonna check off some boxes, and they may not check off all the boxes when it comes to your preference, but when it comes to the standard, I'm very strict with that. That's something that I will not bend for you.
Okay, so I wanna address Redacted, and I'm gonna address Heavenly Mother real quick. Redacted, I get exactly what you're saying. I think a woman's standard is what's on her resume, right? So if your resume is like, I got 3 kids by 3 losers is your standard, because that's what's on your resume. Now, I hate to say it blunt like that, because I know some women are going to feel a certain type of way, and there are men who have dated ain't shit women. If all 3 of your exes was bald-headed women that didn't have shit going on, who was on EBT, that's your standard. You know what I'm saying? Overweight women on government assistance. And there's nothing wrong with drawing it out like that. See, people don't just want to call a spade because they want to pretty shit up. And it's just like, I get what you're saying. Your preference is what you want. Your standard is actually what's on your resume. If you got a baby by 2 different felons, then felon is your standard. A nigga that commit crimes, right? Okay, now to address offensive. I think what it comes down to is this. Some people don't know how to win, right? Like, if you have a task or a goal that you want to achieve, right? That should be your number one objective. But there are some people who want to achieve their objective only one way. Get what I'm saying? There are some people who want to achieve the objective and their ego is in the way. You either want to be married or not. I understand people have these fantasies and these dreams that have been romanticized by entertainment and social media, where they want the big wedding, or they want their paradise, but they want their paradise to look a certain type of way. That's why so many women were against Simone Biles, because Simone Biles shot her shot. But the thing is this, right? Why I always use her as an example. Not only did she shoot her shot, she got the ring. See, women can say what the fuck they want about their woman. Oh, her husband embarrassed her, her husband such and such, and she laughing at y'all. The nigga that she wanted put a ring on her finger, and a lot of women don't even understand that fucking concept. A lot of y'all don't want to shoot y'all shot at niggas. Y'all scared of rejection. You get what I'm saying? Some of y'all pride is just too big because you think what a man is supposed to court me, right? Sometimes niggas go out and they not even paying attention to your ass, right? So you either got to get his attention, you ain't got to say something to him first. But the point that I'm saying is there are some women who say they want to be married, but they don't want to do no extra work. There's nothing wrong with you coming up and sitting next to somebody at the bar, at least putting yourself in their presence. But there are some people that have these big ass fucking egos, and that's why they don't know how to win, because they only want to win in one way. They want this shit to go the way that they want to do. You get what I'm saying? They looking for.
They don't even know how to throw goal lines.
And that's not. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, at the end of the day, the objective is to fucking win. They want to win their way. You get what I'm saying? They got egos in a way, and it's just like, them the results you're going to get. And the worst thing, redacted, is when an attractive woman is single. It's a bad look. Because I'm going to tell you this. If you're an attractive woman, every type of man on the planet has tried to holler at you.
That don't mean they want to keep you. Just shut the hell up.
Listen. I understand that. But what I'm telling you is this. If you're an attractive woman, you have access to every type of man. The athlete has tried to talk to you. The fitness trainer. I'm talking about niggas in good shape. The D-boys, the niggas with the money. The old school married nigga in his 50s. The nigga who wants you to be his side. What I'm saying is every type of man, the entire gauntlet has been thrown at your feet. You had to pick from every single type of dude that's out there. The scammer, the preacher, the drug dealer, the lawyer, every type of nigga. And what I'm saying is,
I think you underestimate the women.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. Every woman don't have those options. You can't, and this is why I say, Chris, attractive women should not be giving a date advice to unattractive women, because it's disingenuous. Because y'all have options that these ugly bitches don't, and y'all know that I'm not fucking lying. Y'all have options that these women don't. Some of these dudes that y'all just blow off, they'll kill to have some of these options that y'all got. And you know that I'm not lying.
Well, let me speak to, I'm going to bypass that real quick. Let me speak to what you said earlier, because that I wanted to address that before we really get into the self-sabotage topic, if we ever get there. The idea when you say that the standards, like let's say if a woman has what's what I'm looking for? If a woman has 2-3 baby daddies, that's the standard. So now, devil's advocate, what happens when if that's a standard, that's a path? What happens if she gets somebody that is self-sufficient, independent, no kids? Then what? What do we call that?
That's like a half-court shot. It could happen, but you wouldn't rely on that. It's a half-court shot.
She could get it. That's what I'm saying. Like, they have the choice to pick from all of this shit. You don't think that there's a woman right now that couldn't have dated a dude who was going to school to be a dentist, but she chose somebody else over him? And I'm not going to say she chose a degenerate, but what I'm saying is these women have had the options to date some of these dudes when they were younger. Niggas who grew up to be lawyers. Niggas who grew up to be, who did something with their lives. I'm not trying to demonize the women. What I'm saying is, if I'm able to look at your dating resume and everything line up to where,
Thank God,
keep on making these same, it ain't nothing wrong with you. This just your taste. This just your speed.
Can I offer some pushback?
And real quick on Clubhouse, Ski Mask, what's good? How you? It's been a minute. They said, I believe the word I'm looking for is anomaly. That would be an anomaly.
The half-court shot is an anomaly. It's not normal. It happens every now and then, but you can't rely on a half-court shot to win a basketball game. Like, you couldn't rely on that. I just want to say this. I want to push back on something.
What's not normal, real quick?
What he says not normal is the fact that if you have a past and like you have multiple children, multiple child's father, the idea of you getting with a self-sufficient, independent adult that doesn't have any children, he said that part in of itself is an anomaly.
Okay.
I just want to say this. I just think that I'm gonna push back on what Content was saying. I think these are like computer programs, and they're limited, and they only know how to do what they know how to do. And the woman that's always had the D-boy, the scammer, she'll always default to that when it comes to selection. She'll never ever pick the guy that's like sensible and smart, because that's her limitation. That's her ceiling. She don't know how to do that. She's gonna go exactly for what she's comfortable with, and she's gonna make the same choice over and over again.
That's
she's not
not
gonna. It's just, you can't escape your programming. That's how I see it. You just can't escape your programming.
Escape your programming.
That's not what I'm saying. Listen, what I'm saying is women have the choice to choose between certain dudes. I'm not going to say that there's a woman out there that's only dated drug dealers. Some of these women have dated drug dealers and then they've dated other dudes, but they just prefer drug dealers, is what I'm saying. Right? I'm not trying to say that that's all these women want. But what I'm saying is, if I look at your dating resume and it's only filled up niggas who were like characters, niggas who whoop your ass, niggas who go to jail, niggas who survive off being criminals, I'm gonna say, well, baby, this is your type, because this is mostly what you align with. That doesn't mean that she can't grow up in the future and want a business owner or want a dude that's, you get what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, when they're younger, they turn these dudes down because they deem boring or not fun.
Yeah, I think
that's
guys.
Their programming.
I wouldn't say boring.
Go ahead, Nacho.
Boring. My bad, offensive.
No, go ahead, Nacho.
Shout out to you for doing what you did on stage the other day.
You know I'm gonna always call people out. You know I'm gonna always keep it real. The fun.
Welcome to the BTSI show, Nacho. How you doing?
I appreciate you. Hey, what's up, big brother? Yeah, I was just gonna say that I don't think it's because they're boring necessarily. It's just because they have more. They have cars. They have access to money, resources. They trying to spend it on you. They're gonna take you shopping, baby, to the mall, get what you want. You know, they're gonna take you out to eat. They're gonna
Nacho, take 2 steps to the left. Hey, Nacho, take 2 steps to the left. You're in the Matrix.
Okay, how about now?
Much better.
You good?
Okay, yeah. No, I was just saying. Oh, am I?
No. Go ahead, Nacho.
Anyway,
Look at God.
Hold on, Nacho. You're back in the Matrix.
While she gets out the matrix, can I speak?
Hold on, not to work on the cell phone reception. You went right back into the matrix.
Matrix eat my ass up.
Yeah. Yes.
No, she good now.
Oh, she good now. She good now.
Yeah, so, I have my Wi-Fi off. My bad. No, I was just saying they're gonna take you out, treat you right. Whereas what they're calling lame dudes, they don't have access to any resources. That's why they're boring. I don't know if y'all ever like dated a gangster, like you ride around in the lowrider with the D's and the 17s. You know what I'm saying? Hitting switches at lights, picking up your homegirls. Like, what are we talking about? It's a totally different lifestyle than being with a dude who, you know, is in his age group and going to school and getting good grades and doing what mommy says. So it's not about being bored. It's just about access to resources. Trust me, I know.
I just want to ask, have any of y'all ever been to Texas? Because
yeah, baby.
No. Most of the people that I went to college with, most of the people were spoiled. You know what I'm saying? They had cars. They were fun. They were active. Like, what are y'all... I don't know. Maybe because I've, lived my life as a square, lived my life as a thug, been around square people, been around thugs. I'm going to tell you, never found thugs attractive outside of social fucking mechanisms. That's just what it is. I've always been attracted to the corporate, suburban, the person who doesn't read with their finger, the person who I can actually have a crazy conversation about everything with, that can teach me some shit. I don't understand why y'all think these people are boring. You want to know who's boring? Those fucking drug dealers. Those fucking drug dealers are boring. They live in a motherfucking hamster wheel cycle of doing the same shit over and over again. Drug dealers don't introduce you to nothing new. Drug dealers don't bring you to new horizons. Dudes in the hood who just know how to have 10-block radius hood nigga fun, they not putting you on nothing adventurous. I got friends that's from the hood, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I remember one day I went over their house after surfing. The first thing they said to me was, "Bro, you always doing some white people shit." Wow. The best surfers happen to be niggas, but they wouldn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I don't...
That's interesting. I never know that.
I don't know why we think hood niggas are so fun. Maybe, is it the danger? Like, is it the thrill of, you might get shot up in the car? Is it the thrill of, the police could pull us over and he has a fucking kilo in the bag? Like, what is it? Like,
offensive people like that need that level of excitement, they're just boring people. And in order to break themselves out of that level of boredom, they need extreme levels of... But on their own, they need other people to entertain them. So they're just boring people. And I just want to say, I don't care what anyone says, Christopher, this is programming. These people are programmed. They're programmed at different levels. And people can't escape their programming. They're always going to pick other people like them because that's what they're comfortable doing. It's like the Goombas in Mario Brothers. Look, they don't know it, but they're just programmed. Like, it's just what it is. They're gonna make these decisions because they're just limited. Like, they just can't help themselves.
No, he's right. It definitely is a limitation. And I have to say, Offensive, you're just very mature, right? You either always were very mature, very intelligent, and you could see through the bullshit, or you had somebody like guiding you and saying, hey, don't go that way. Hey, don't mess with them. Because if you don't have that, then it's easy, to be blinded by that. And that's
I think seeing both sides.
We were blinded by it because honestly, we didn't know any better. And you being in the hood, you know what I'm saying, like that. And you got these cats riding around, and man, my favorite is the '87 Monte Carlo with the T-tops, man, black on black on black, with the things bumping and the spoiler in the back. You can't help but to be like, damn, what's he doing with the long ass, curl? Because I'm 45, so this is how they was rocking with the big ass gold chain. what's he doing? That's all. And we were dumb. We didn't know any better.
I think for me, I got to see both sides of life. You know what I'm saying? I got to see what it's like growing up in an upper class neighborhood. I got to see what the fuck life is like being in the ghetto. And I'm gonna tell you, I've never liked the ghetto shit. To be honest, Black people from the ghetto have always made me feel out of place. I can never be comfortable with them. You know what I'm saying? Now we might be able to relate on certain things, but when I look back at it, a lot of those things were like surface, and that's why those relationships really didn't last long. And I'm talking about socially, like even homegirls that I've, acquired throughout my years, and they were from the hood and that's all they knew. It's like the moment I'm sitting there even trying to show them something different, they not really too much interested in what the fuck I want to do. You know what I'm saying? They want to have game night. They don't mind bitches from they don't mind bitches from the 40s popping up at the house party talking about come outside, bitch, because I'm going to shoot y'all. I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't... Who is these crazy crip bitches outside? Do you understand me? I didn't like that. So the moment I'm like, you know what, y'all? I live in Silver Lake. How about I host us a game night? But my idea was a game night was us actually going out, like drinking, and I had bought everybody tickets to actually go to a fucking escape room. Can you believe these bitches tore me the fuck down? Luckily, I was able to get refunds for the money that I spent on the tickets. And this is when the escape rooms first came out, so they wasn't even that expensive, right? Luckily, I was able to get refunds. But in that moment, I swear to God, the way these bitches tore me up, they were just mean about it. They weren't trying to go outside of what they know and then trying to make it seem like I was the problem. Then got mad at me the day I cut them off and started hanging out with my friends I'm like, why am I trying to force myself to fit in these environments? And usually when you grow up in diversity, it comes with adversity because you're struggling trying to, fit in with the Blacks. But in reality, bro, I'm a fucking emo, punk rock, artsy, nerdy ass kid, and I've always been that way. You know what I'm saying? My best friend was Asian growing up. You know what I'm saying? My other best friend was fucking East Asian. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always been able to get along and been adaptable with different groups of people, but for some reason, when it came to my own people, they were never really accepting. And at some point, I had to realize, like, okay, let me stop trying to fit in where I don't belong. And some of us actually did struggle with that. And then you got people who also, like, all they know is the suburbs, right? Like, I have a friend, all she knows is the suburbs. She grew up in one of the whitest cities in Texas. And this is my best friend, right? She loves the hood shit. She loves the niggas. We're two totally different people. I will tell her, girl, leave these niggas alone, they ain't shit. Guess what? She loves the niggas. They're exciting. They make her heart jump. She's worked at instead of going to go work at a bar in Beverly Hills, do you want to know? She went to go work at a bar in Inglewood. She's seen niggas die. Yeah, she's seen niggas die in that hood at that bar that she was working with. Did she quit? No, she kept going back. She kept working there. She liked being in the fucking environment. Bro, I do believe that there are people out here that just like the thrill of what they don't understand. And that's something that, because when I think about it, a lot of these women that get pregnant by these hood niggas, when you look at their background, I could take my mom, for example. My mom went to Catholic school. She went to one of the best Catholic schools ever. Her baby daddy, first baby daddy, my daddy, hood nigga. He was smart, don't get me wrong, but how did we end up here? Mm-hmm. You seen him in a shootout, and you was like, ooh, I like him. Literally, my dad told me that, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck?
She's like, yeah, gee. Like, yeah.
Bruh, like... Bro, I swear to God, when Nacho, when he told me that, I was like, I don't know who I'm more disgusted by, you or her. You know what I'm saying? Like, why did you leave your square ass alone? you literally ruined her life. Like, what the fuck? Literally, I don't know who I'm like, Dad.
That was a good
when
one.
You knew this little Catholic girl came to you in her motherfucking Catholic school uniform, why the fuck did you not leave her alone? And you want to know what you want to know what he said to me? Well, she was different from anybody I ever experienced. Like your mom, she was just so different, and she was so sweet, and she was. I'm like, y'all are fucking disgusting. But he ended up cheating on my mom with a hood bitch. So now I got a ghetto ass sister. So like y'all, like I don't know.
But
I think we need to think about the psychology and the root of why people make the decisions that they do.
Yeah, right. And I was gonna say, because that goes to the idea that you're always attracted to your opposite. And because I know a lot of people like to talk about hip hop, not knowing that the most consumers are white suburban kids who don't relate to what certain rappers are talking about. And I can make the argument certain black people don't relate to what rappers are talking about neither, but that's a conversation for another room. But they're so enamored about the storytelling and the possibility of how it sounds, so they want to be part of it. So that goes to your friend who stayed in a suburban area somewhere in California or LA somewhere.
She's from
Austin. That's another conversation. We'll talk about that later. But wants to go work at a bar in the hood where all the hood shit happens, but she keeps coming back. She keeps going back for whatever reason. We're just attracted to things that we don't see in our everyday life. So we're interested in it and we want to dive deep into it. I think that goes to your point, that's a psychology worth discovering, figuring out why. And how to say, you know what, this ain't for me, walk away.
I think some people just want to be around their people. And in some places, that's the concentration of black folk, right? Unless you want to go and be around a bunch of others, right? Kind of where I live, it's not a lot of black folk, right? There's little pockets and stuff, but you got to go and hunt. Back in the day, it wasn't like that. Before gentrification and all of that, they raised all the prices and ran everybody to Texas and Atlanta. But I think that's okay. I think it's okay to want to be around your people. And so people crave that, even if it means being in dangerous positions, right? If you know what I'm saying. Like my mom, for instance, she could have moved us out of the hood a long time ago. My mom's a Vietnam era Navy vet. You know, she was stationed in the National Park Service living in Yellowstone when she got pregnant with me by an old mountain man. That's where I came from. You know, so she didn't have to be here. Or she just kept coming back. You know why? Because she liked to be around her people. And I think that's okay. I wonder and worry about people who like, oh man, I can't be around my people. And y'all run and scurry somewhere else. I wonder about y'all.
Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting as well. But I'm glad of this conversation because I was going to talk about self-sabotagers and self-sabotagee, which one you identify, but that's a good conversation. I appreciate that. Thanks you guys.